Vice Chair of the committee, Mr. Crawford.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Peck, what were your impressions of the $30,000 pool party award ceremony where you were given an award for your work on the stimulus program?
Mr.